there, welcome back to Spiral Path Arts. Today I'm going to show you how I do something that I know a lot of tarot people have been doing, and as I guess, little did I know, I guess there's some controversy about this practice in the tarot world. I guess there can be controversy about just about everything. But what we're talking about here, let me turn my camera around, is trimming. Oops, that was in the wrong pile. Here we go. Trimming our card decks. So this is the Druid Craft deck, and I recently got this deck. I've had the Wildwood Tarot, the Druid Plant, and the Druid Animal Oracle cards for a couple years now, and they're favorites of mine. And this is the same illustrator that did those decks. And why am I blanking on his name and don't have it in front of me? Will Worthington, I believe, is the name. I will write it on the board, on the screen, if I got that wrong. But as you can see, they come with this white border, and some people don't mind the white border. Some people hate the white border, and some people could care one way or the other. But what I don't like about this back border, this deck, was it was so big. I have pretty big hands, long fingers, and it just seemed like a really difficult deck to maneuver. So I'm going to show you my process for trimming decks, which is a little different than some I have seen. So I'm going to pause here and set my camera up so that I can show you how I go about doing this. So how I go about cutting these, trimming these, is a lot of people just use a pair of scissors, not those. Let's see, where are my scissors? Just a pair of nice scissors and cut along and then round the corners with a corner rounder punch. I don't know if I'm just too particular or too sloppy of a scissor cutter, but I've been a quilter and a sewer for years and years and years. So I already have these materials handy. I have a cutting mat. I have many rulers, but this is the perfect size for this, and different rotary cutters. And this way, each card, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see, I put this, see this little white dotted line here. I don't know exactly what the measurement is, but I learned that if I line that up with the, where it goes from color to white, and then because these are, 90-degree angles, I can line up a straight line across the top and a straight line here. So I know everything is square. And if I do it the same way on every card, let me see if I can do this without bumping the camera. Rotary, flip it around. Now I line that white dotted line edge up with, hold on, I want to get my top edge as well. Where is it? It's kind of hard to do this when you're working around a camera on a tripod. And then trim that edge. So now, because I've used that same line on the ruler to measure everything, I know that every single card that I cut is going to be the exact same width. And I could do the same thing with the length here with this ruler, and I did for a few of them. But, oops, yeah, this is hard because this is a very slippery card, and I'm at a weird angle working around the camera. But the other thing is to be able to make sure everything is square. That comes in very important when you go to use your hole punch. Now, this punch, I was also a scrapbooker for many, many, many years and had all of the paper crafting tools that you could imagine. And when we got ready to move 5 years ago, I decided I'm not scrapbooking anymore. And I sold or got rid of, gave away tons of paper crafting stuff. And evidently in that was my corner rounder. So I had to go to 3 different stores today to find a corner rounder. I guess everybody's scrapbooking right now. I don't know. Finally found one, and actually I'm glad I found this one because it has 3 different options. So you can have this nice big soft rounded edge, this smaller rounded edge, or somewhere in between. I am using for this deck of cards the 4mm. So you put it in here, this slot, make sure it's all the way in, and you just punch, punch, punch. Oops, bent my card. Guess I'll know which one's the tower card because it's got a bend in it. And then that makes nice rounded corners versus one I have just trimmed that doesn't, it still has sharp corners. And on the back, I could probably use these gold lines on the back as my trimming guide and trim it from this side. But just what if something was printed slightly off center and then I didn't have it centered right, and that would make me mad. So this way, and yeah, so here's the finished deck, all trimmed and edged in dark brown ink. Yes, there are a few places that need to be touched up, but overall it has a nice finished look. I like the way they look all trimmed. I like the way they handle the size. Very happy with this project. Very happy with this deck. I used it today in my reading. So it's where I come down, which side I come down on the trim or not trim your decks. I say do what you want. It's your deck. It's your practice. It's your money and your time. I wish I could trim my Wildwood deck, but as others have noticed, the Wildwood Tarot, the words of the cards is below where you would trim, and I have to have the words. I'm not good enough I took this off the tripod, and I shouldn't have, because now I'm trying to open a deck of cards with one hand. Okay, here we go. Yeah, oops. But I'm finding also, see, here's my Wildwood deck. And if I trim the white borders off, I would not have the words on the bottom. I guess I could trim 3 sides off, but I don't think I'd like that either. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm also finding, I look here, that the Wildwood, even untrimmed, is smaller than the trimmed Druid Craft, at least the decks I have. And it's really the main reason I'm trimming this deck at all is because it was just so big and I didn't like the size of it. So that's what I've been working on in between other projects. I have fabric in dye vats in the back room, and in between, while I'm waiting for them to process, I've been coming up here and just trimming a few cards in between steps that I need to do, because it's like put dye on, squish the fabric, wait 10 minutes, add more fabric, squish the dye, wait 10 minutes. So during those 10-minute breaks, I come and trim a few cards. So that is what I have been doing today, and I will show you, I don't know what order these videos will be processed and posted. So you've either already saw the dyeing one, or you can look forward to watching the fabric dye one. Probably this one will come out before that because that one's multi-part. So anyhow, talk to you soon. Thank you.